Don't y'all try that Halloween shit with me. All right, how is everybody tonight? Thank you all for being here. My mustache is already halfway off. There we go. How is everybody tonight? I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. All right. How is everybody tonight? Thank you all for being here. We are 2 days away from Halloween. So let me do a quick, some quick shout outs here, and then we're going to dive right into the show. We got Russell here with us. We got Olivier here with us. We got Xylo Green, Husker, Keeley. Got Tony here. We got Acres of Movies. We got the Marvel and Marshlands with us. We got SJM here with us. We have got Antonius. How you doing, sir? Sean is here with us. Richard Skarinki is here with us. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having a good Halloween season. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my panel. I'm going to keep the individual intros to a kind of brief, as we only have a small window of time with one of my guests tonight. But first up, and I gotta say, the Invisible Swaggy, you have outdone yourself with this costume. Swaggy, you've won. You've won. That's all I can say. How you doing, man?
I think I have the early stages of heat stroke, but I'm making it. Thank you, Piz.
Well, I mean, being invisible, you don't have, you're just exposed, right?
Absolutely. And tonight, even the moon is afraid of me.
Wow. Swag, yeah, I love it. I love the dedication. You look great. The costume looks great. Even the glasses are phenomenal. You just killed it, man. You just killed it.
Hey, man, this movie is, I know it's an old one, but it's a great one for sure.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt.
Thanks
well, Swaggy,
for having me on.
Always a pleasure, Swaggy. Thank you, sir. Also joining me tonight from the Flesh Wound Features YouTube channel, we got Dan. What's up, Dan?
What's up? I feel like really lame without the costume tonight.
You know what you could do, Dan? Take the hat off.
Oh, I thought you were going to say shave the beard or something.
Okay. If you shaved the beard and took the hat off, I don't know if we'd recognize you.
I could be more incognito than Swaggy right now.
That's possible, yeah.
But if you shave the beard, wouldn't that be like you losing your power?
Possibly.
Samson, like with the hair, I mean, like things might crumble.
I was tempted this year. It was hot this year. I was just kind of like, do I care anymore? The beard won out. What can I say?
There you go. Well, Dan, thank you for being here, man. We appreciate it. Also joining me tonight, we've got a ghost. It's the Halloween show, so of course, it's not just any ghost; it's the Daily Ghost. How you doing, Ghost?
What's going on, Piz? Good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing, man?
And of course, our friend, the Invisible Swaggy.
Well, you can't see. Well, you can barely see Swaggy. He's just barely there.
Touche.
Once he takes that off, it'll just be an empty chair.
Yeah. Now, is he Chevy Chase? Is that Chevy Chase in there behind that mask? Memoirs of an Invisible.
That would be interesting.
That was a Carpenter film too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Funnily enough, we're going to be talking about Carpenter. Is funnily a word? I hear people say funnily. Is that even a word? It doesn't matter. Ghost, it's good to see you. Always a pleasure having you here with us, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Also joining me, we've got a panda. We've got a giant panda.
Hello.
How's Halloween season treating you down in Texas?
Doing good. I see Sam behind me trying to sneakily bring my food in. Thanks, Sam.
I'd be trying harder if I was trying to sneak.
Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she was sneaking up behind you for a scare.
Oh, no, she can't scare me. Except one time. She did get me one time to surprise me.
Oh, I have plans.
Like I was hoping it was a perfectly timed like scare, like she was going to get you from behind, but
No, she's not going to get me, sucker. But anyway, Things are going good down here. It's finally cold enough I could wear this today because it's really kind of super thick. So it's good for winter, not great for summer down here in Texas. But no, it's been going great so far. How's everybody else doing so far?
So far, so good.
Good.
Well, it's good to see you, Chris. Thank you for being here, sir.
Always.
Also joining us tonight, we have got Lon. Hi, Lon.
How are you? Can you hear
Doing
me?
well. How are you? Yeah, we can hear you.
Fighting the technology very clearly. My old computer died part way through the month, and there's plenty of problems with the new system. So if I dip, it's not because I don't love you guys. It's because it's just not my night.
It's because of Samhain or the Curse of Thorn.
There you go.
That's what happened.
You know, oddly enough, if the Thorn thing in the Halloween films is so non-canonical to like any belief system anywhere, it just kind of does whatever it wants, which ultimately at the end of 6 is nothing, at least in the theatrical.
Brought you a fork.
Like all of it's irrelevant.
Mhm.
I know you love the 6th film, so let me ask this seriously. Would you have preferred them just to cap it off with one final film that tried to make sense of the Thorn concept?
I
then
would
just
love
be done. Just nothing after that.
I would love to see another movie in the Thorn realm. I really would.
I think there's an idea in it that's really workable. Done badly, but really workable. But none of the films, and by none of the films, I mean 2 of the films. One which really lightly touches on it, and the second one that it kind of goes headfirst in, but then doesn't really know what to do with it. I don't know. At this point, I hope they never make another Halloween film. But if they did, I kind of would just want them to try and just do something insane to make it all make sense. All of it. Every bit of it. The Rob Zombie films, the new trilogy, all of it. Do something stupid and huge and crazy and just finally finish a thought.
The Mirrorverse. Mirror universe.
I don't know. But
I really wish that. Oh, go ahead.
Well, it's kind of like infinite regress, though. The Thorn thing answered no real questions about Michael Myers. Ultimately, it answered nothing because it wasn't developed enough as a concept. But at least I guess they were trying to explain it. I would say if they really wanted it to be scary, you shouldn't explain things because that's the enemy of true emotion or dark emotions anyway, is explaining things. But I don't know. I feel like the Halloween films are a great example of why long-running franchises have to either commit to something or they just will always be unsatisfying. Every time someone came up with a concept, they'd abandon it a few films in, and it just, I don't know.
I really wish instead of them focusing on this series or even a new movie, they should give some really good like indie filmmakers a little budget and say, okay, you're doing a movie in the Thorn realm. You're going to do a movie with Danielle Harris as Jamie. You know what I mean? And there's some really great Halloween stories that they turned into like comics. Like there's a great one that involves Dr. Loomis's son, and Lindsay Wallace in Smith's Grove, and it really sort of explores evil, and that would be a great movie, and not don't worry about a theatrical release. Put them on whatever streamer or whatever. I think we'd all love that, really.
I think that there's something there too, because to be honest with you, in the previous films, whenever they've tried to do anything as simple as change the location, a certain amount of the fan base freaks out. And honestly, this story should be bigger than one town that keeps getting a madman to walk into it every autumn for mayhem. It would be nice if they trusted in their franchise enough to let it do different things. We've got a lot of movies in that franchise that tell essentially the same story, which you could say about other franchises too, no question about it. But how many times does Michael Myers need to show up for a one night of a thrill kill spree? I think you're right. Like, let people experiment with it if you really want to do something else.
Yeah.
And I know that, I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm always a defender of Halloween 5 is while it did the murder spree in Haddonfield again, at least did it in a way that we'd never seen it before, which was it presented it as a storybook, as a fairy tale, as something bigger and more grand. And it didn't try and just be the first film again. And I guess that's I love that people love these movies. I'm just I'm frustrated by all of the long running franchises for pretty much the same reason. You could actually take the word Halloween out of the argument and just siphon in any of the other big franchises and pretty much have the same argument from me.
Right. Well, we actually have a really cool special guest who just joined us, and I don't want you guys to get too freaked out, but Buckethead is here. Buckethead, how are you? Well, you don't talk, so okay. He doesn't speak, but good. We appreciate you being here, Bucket. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Well, let's dive right in. I mean, how is everybody's Halloween season going? We've got 2 days left, and then it's over. How's everybody's October been? What's everybody planning for Halloween? Ghost, how's your Halloween season been, and what have you got planned for Halloween Day?
Not much. Just kind of just watching movies, just doing the the usual stuff. Nothing too exciting, to be honest. And this season has gone by. I don't know if it's work or life or what it is, but this month is just completely flown by, and all of a sudden, Halloween is over. So but no, just catching up on some horror movies here and there when I can.
Sweet. What about you, Swaggy? How's your Halloween season been? And what I think we already know what you're going to be on Halloween day and night, right?
Yes, Piz. I do have plans to go see Shelby Oaks. I haven't checked that out yet, but that one's been on my radar for a while.
Okay.
And I tend not to watch reviews before watching a movie, but it seems to be like I don't know. I feel like for you and other people, that's a tough one to review.
Well, I mean, it wasn't tough for me to review. What's interesting about everything to do with that movie is it's not about the movie. It's about Chris Stuckman and how do you feel about him, and that is what's colored so many reviews. Like, I think if you take his name off of it, you take the hype train off of it, and it was just a movie that premiered on Shudder and people stumbled across it, they'd be far more it's not a masterpiece, it's not perfect, but they'd be a lot more favorable of it than they are.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, and Dan, you let me know as well, and Slasher Home Video, do your views go up
Who's that?
if you're more negative towards a movie, or does it matter? Do you get about the same? Does that make sense?
Negativity definitely. That's why I think you have so many YouTubers who their whole channel is just dedicated to negativity, because negativity gets views. It just does. So, I think the views do go up a little bit if you're really negative and you've got like on the thumbnail, if you're like,
right,
people are going to click that because they know, because people click on that because they know, they're mad, they're going to tear this one apart. I want to hear that. I want to, so yeah.
There's whole channels dedicated to like hating Disney, for example, and they're massive. So they're gonna have to shit on Disney to get the numbers. So yeah, it works, but I kind of prefer to just give honest opinion. And Shelby Oaks was good, not a masterpiece, but it was actually a very solid Halloween season watch.
Yeah, what is that backs you that that backs you into a corner though, because if you ever are favorable of anything, it's like, oh man, you've cultivated that audience of,
Yeah.
now you're being favorable to something. Oh, you've sold out. You're a shill now. You're everything that you were against.
Yeah, you're not genuine. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of extremes both ways with that movie. Like people just worst thing I've ever seen, and I was like, well, you haven't seen a lot of movies.
Yeah,
if that's the worst thing you've ever seen. But Ghost, the controversy was just that. I don't think there's ever been any other controversy. It was just when he said he wasn't going to give negative reviews anymore.
I don't get that at all. It's funny because I only caught on to him maybe a couple of years ago, and I found him to be a really cool, genuine guy who had a real, true passion for movies, and the way he would talk about them was really sincere. And so all of a sudden, all this negative backlash towards him, I don't get it. And with the negativity, it's like, I actually really understood where he was coming from when he said that, because I've kind of, gone through that where I've just I was being too cynical just in life, like in general, and being negative about things. And just one day it kind of hit me. I'm like, this is really affecting my mental health and even my physical health. So I kind of, did whatever I could to be a more positive person. So when he said that, I understood that. And people are looking into all these things like, oh, he's just trying, he doesn't want to get bad reviews when his movie comes out and all this nonsense. I'm just like, I think he just wants to have a more positive, life and not focus on the negative stuff. So I don't know. The whole thing is very strange to me.
I think if he'd been more upfront with, I don't want to crap on movies because I don't want to bite the hand that I hope is going to feed me down the road, people still would have said, oh, well, you're a sellout, you're whatever. But I think a lot of people are like, well, that makes sense. I mean, that to me is ultimately what he was saying with that. He wants to get into filmmaking, so you're going to then turn around and talk crap about filmmakers and films from certain studios and whatever. You're probably going to shut some doors because of that.
Yeah, like if he doesn't like the new Doctor Strange movie and goes hard on it, that up and coming director they might be looking for the sequel is going to just be, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Look what this guy said. It's a tough spot to be in. Like, I get it. Like, I would be a little nervous if I was trying to do that as a career, reviewing certain things, because it could cost you. You never know.
Kind of too late, though, isn't he? He's got a whole decade of negative reviews.
Yeah.
He does. So I think that's, that's where after I did my review, because I wasn't sure like what the temperature was on the movie, like, one way or the other. If I like it, people are going to say, oh, you're just you're a simp, you're bootlicking. If I dislike it, people are going to say, oh, well, you're jealous, or you're just a hater. And like 9 out of 10 reviews I watched were not just negative, but like extremely negative. And I was like, wow, okay. So, okay. It wasn't, it kind of didn't turn out the way I thought it would, but yeah, most of it's again, take Stuckman's name off of it, take the crazy hype train off of it. It'd be a 50-50 split between people who like it and dislike it, aside from a 70-30 split, I think, negative. But
yeah, I thought it was pretty good, though. It was, he brought stuff to the table, and it was also derivative at the same time. It's, I don't know, it's just a fun watch, one time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Visually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, Bucket. Wait a minute.
I don't know who was that
guy. Wait a minute. Are you Buck? You're really Buckethead?
No, I just saw a dude run out. Who was that guy?
Oh, okay.
I was coming in here to get on the stream.
I thought we just had an exclusive. Like, Chris is Buckethead. He's finally unmasked. He did it on this channel. How you doing, man? How's your Halloween season going?
Too fast. I can't believe it's already almost Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you had a chance to, watch your go-to movies and really soak in the season?
Nah, not really. I've watched a few of them, but I haven't had much time to watch all my like usual go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
I did watch Night of the Demons, like all of those. I got to watch all of those.
Okay. Even the remake?
Yeah, I like the remake.
Okay. Put them all together. Okay. I think Night of the Demons 2 is really kind of overlooked. No, I really very seldom hear anybody talk about that one. I love Night of the Demons 2.
I mean, I even like 3. But
I mean, yeah, I like it. It's not great, but
yeah, it's not
I do.
good, but it's,
I like
it's entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got the kid
What
who
do you got-
stole Zebo's nose, man.
Yes. Like that's like when I remember when I saw that the first time on like Cinemax, I was like, this has to be Canadian. They made this in Canada for sure. What's your plans for Halloween?
I mean, tomorrow I'm going to like a costume party at the Halloween store I work at.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Other than that, I'm just going to be watching movies, eating candy.
Sweet. What's on the what movies are on the agenda? Are you just gonna go into it blind?
Well, Halloween 3 is a must. Trick or Treat is a must.
Okay.
WNUF is a must.
Okay. I
And,
rewatched WNUF last night, as a matter of fact.
Really? Did you see the Trick or Treats with Reed Richmond yet?
Mm-mm. No.
It's a good time.
Cool. Lauren, what about you, man? How's your Halloween season been? What are your plans for the big day?
I've just been really working, so I've said it before. I'm more in love with the season than the day, so I don't really make plans for the day necessarily, hardcore. But this year, the foliage was not as brightly colored during its turn, which was kind of depressing. But it actually held on for the whole season, so that was good. Some years, many years, most of it falls to the ground before, and your skeleton trees by the time of the holiday, and that kind of sucks. So it was a mixed bag this year that way. I love the look and feel. I love the change of season from heat to actually a little bit too cold over the course of this month. I love it when I go out of the house and I didn't put on a coat, and I probably should have. And I that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Coming out of summer, like as a kid, I really liked summer. I don't really love summer anymore.
No.
And
No.
fall is just that much more relief.
For me, it's fall, and once fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then when it rolls over to January, it's just hell. So
yeah.
So this is my favorite time of year for sure.
Yeah. No. The problem is it's the
Chris, you're muted.
culmination of the year, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can't get everything that's cool about it without getting to it, because you need the leaves to be on the trees in order to fall. So
Right.
I don't live in a place where it's easy for trick or treating to happen or anything like that. So even as a kid, that was not like really a huge part of the holiday, though I miss it and I always participated as a kid. More or less, I love all the stuff that now is part of it, whether it's pumpkin spice everything, whether it is just seeing costumes and decor in stores. Not that I'm going to buy all of it. Just being at a time when like you walk through our culture and like the stuff we love is allowed to dip its toes into the mainstream, at least. You walk into the store and they're playing, the Ghostbusters theme or whatever. As stupid as that might seem to the hipsters, they prefer something like a deeper cut. You're not going to get that, and I just love the fact that for a little while we don't seem quite as far out of the mainstream as we are. Because I mean, honestly, like the conversation you were just having about Shelby Oaks, like no one in the mainstream is having this conversation. No one gives a shit.
Right.
This is a deep horror fan only conversation. So, and as far as it goes, on that whole thing, I just think people just should be honest. If you hated a film, say you hated it. If you loved it, you love it. This whole point of having a communication tool like the internet should be for us to have honest conversations about how this stuff affects us. And we shouldn't worry about I mean, what is the audience level for any of this? Honestly,
Right.
who cares? But what we can do is maybe showcase what I got out of something that maybe you didn't, or I could get something out of something I genuinely didn't have a good time with. I know you're going to talk a little bit about John Carpenter's opinions on something in a bit, and that's to me that's where it's at.
Well, we're going to talk about the theme of this entire stream is really is really like here. There's such a people's opinions. Like this whole stream is about people's opinions that other people have taken on the internet and just ran wild with. So the John Carpenter's opinion on The Substance, Matthew Lillard's opinion on Scream 6, the Terrifier drama drumming up the Damien Leone drama from last year again. All this is all internet drama today. And internet drama channels do really well too. So I expect us to see a huge bump in this one. So but anyway, let's just dive right into it. I've actually got the John Carpenter clip queued up here, and as we all know, as people who know and love John Carpenter doesn't give an F about anything. He tells you what he thinks and feels in that moment, and if you don't appreciate it, he doesn't care. So here is his thoughts on The Substance, which was one of last year's big movies. I personally, I love The Substance, but that's just my opinion on The Substance. And I think a lot of people on the internet, they any difference of opinion is considered a personal affront, a personal attack, and they cannot handle they cannot handle someone not sharing the exact same views that they have on literally anything.
I've never encountered that ever.
Well, here we go. Here is John Carpenter's thoughts on The Substance. This is courtesy of Fan Expo HQ.
What did you think of The Substance?
I loved it.
You did? Okay.
Loved it.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't.
What didn't you like about it?
What did I like about The Substance?
What did you not?
Zero.
What did you not like about it?
Everything. What did you think of The Substance?
So literally that was it. That was all that Carpenter said about The Substance. But because I guess The Substance is supposed to be free from any criticism, or free, or if you're living and breathing today, you're supposed to love The Substance. People on Twitter, X, whatever, which is just the cesspool of social media. There are so many unhinged people on that platform. It's unbelievable. But that's where I go when I want to just stare into the abyss, but always pull myself back before it begins to stare through me. So yeah, John Carpenter, the master of horror, who nobody ever really speaks ill of, and who normally people love him just being very open and honest about everything. He spoke ill of The Substance. So that changed yesterday on social media. And all of a sudden now he's the old man, yelling at the cloud. He's out of touch. He's a curmudgeon. He's jealous. He's jealous of this. This is John Carpenter we're talking about.
I think all that's probably true, but he's probably right.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a curmudgeon, guys. I don't know where y'all been, but
How
dude's been grumpy for forever.
How funny would it be if Coralie, the director, just went ask me about the ward, you old bastard. Just having the wrestling business in me, just go crazy, just go back and forth at each other over it.
I mean, it's pretty easy to see why John Carpenter wouldn't like The Substance, though.
Yeah, he's not the demo for the movie.
No, he's not.
Right.
Well, I mean, in a way, he loves old Hollywood, and the film is definitely a condemnation of modern Hollywood. So, maybe he'd like it, but John Carpenter's films don't trespass over a line that I don't like either, which is that people shouldn't cause the problem that ultimately we're supposed to be sympathetic to them about. And it happens a lot in horror movies, but it's a bad form of drama. You have to do a lot to overcome the fact that okay, someone did something stupid for bad reasons, and now they have to pay the price of it. So when you watch Thinner, you don't sit there and go, "Oh, I really hope everyone gets out of this okay." You're kind of like, "Yeah, you caused this shit. Let's watch it." You're watching a car crash on the side of the road, and that's not who John Carpenter is. He's not a let's watch the car crash guy. He's more about suspense. He's more about the elements of drama that traditionally defined the genre before I don't know 1995 or so, when we started to just get into the pure exploitation side of it, of like let's actually just watch, let's watch the road, the first responders pick up the body parts. I can totally see how he would find like no sympathetic characters to follow in that movie, so he wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, and Gargano, I mean, John Carpenter doesn't have to explain himself. And I don't think anybody asked him to, because they didn't want him to rip the movie a new one. So, you don't like it? Well, let's move on. Let's talk about smoking pot. You like that, don't you?
Technically, he didn't say the movie sucked. He said he didn't like it. Like
he likes
he might have if they pressed more, but he didn't. He just said he didn't like it.
I would imagine he doesn't like most modern movies. I'm just guessing.
I don't think he likes most movies, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like cheap heat. Because it very much felt like almost making a scene for something to be bombastic. But that's just John Carpenter in general. He typically doesn't like anything he doesn't do the soundtrack for. So it's kind of like, all right, what do you expect from him?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he read the old book, Women Are From Venus, Men Are the Ghost of Mars. I think that's kind of...
Oh, geez. But, and the point is he didn't really say anything bad. He just said he didn't like a movie that, like, a lot of people do like. And I guess, people have rallied around this movie and given it this status that it's just untouchable. But Carpenter is a touchy guy, so he doesn't care about your feelings.
And one thing also is, like, he's unaffected by this social media buzz.
Right.
He doesn't care. They can double down and talk worse about him. He's not even going to look at it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So he's cool,
I do think there was a thing that happened with that movie in particular, and I took a long time to watch that movie, which I tend to shy away from movies that have a lot of buzz and people say, "Oh, you're going to like," to me. But it really is it's the monkey's paw story again, and then it has a big like Brian Yuzna inspired ending, which I actually thought was really out of place in the movie. But I think there was a lot of hype and a lot of, I don't know. I think people wanted a certain part of the population of the horror community to rally around that one. There was an intentional movement to make it more than it was as a movie. So it ultimately, I think it was very low on my best of the year list, but it did make it. And I'm kind of comfortable with it being there. Like it's a serious film. I've not wanted to rewatch it. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really groundbreaking? I don't think so. And it's also one of those films that seems to be really tied to if you wanted the star to be the big success. I don't have any investment, There's certain stars I don't want to watch, definitely, but I don't ever really cheer for someone to do well just because I like them in this other thing. I just want to watch a good film with a story that I love and some kind of surprising emotional reaction that I haven't felt 90 times before,
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
And also it picked a favorable statement to make. That's one thing I think about a lot. If somebody had made a movie about a less popular statement or opinion that was 10 times better, it wouldn't have gotten any attention. But something like that is very popular and stuff like that right now. It gets like the pat on the back.
100%. And think about this: has everyone seen this movie? Do you care if I talk about this movie?
No, I've seen it. Yeah.
Can you imagine how much better the film is if one of two scenarios play out in the end instead of what we got, which was see how bad Hollywood is? Well, we know Hollywood is awful, but that's easy. To your point, Chris, right? It's easy. Imagine if she gets up on that stage and somehow visually we get the impression that everyone in the audience has done the same thing. They've all been through this process. Every single one. Now that's a stronger statement. That takes the Invasion of the Body Snatchers thing to a different level. Or what if the film actually took a really bold Oliver Stone type of impression and said, what if the substance is actually a good idea? What if it's not bad? Way more interesting, right? But just like, Hollywood's really obsessed with youth and beauty, and they dehumanize you because they think you only want to watch beautiful things. Meanwhile, we put on screen an actress who literally started her career by what? Being young and attractive.
Right.
So I'd like to see just a more challenging ending for that film. It would have made it a much better film.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Anybody, any closing comments on the John Carpenter Substance controversy?
I just want him to review movies on YouTube now. With Chris Stuckman.
Oh my God, that would like the yin and the yang. Chris is all about the positive, and then Carpenter just comes in and he's like, "You're an idiot.
Sucked.
This movie sucked, man. What is wrong with you, Stuckman?"
And Chris is like, "What did you like about it?" Everything. And then that's it.
John, can you turn down the video games? Kiss my ass.
Yeah. Jeez. Yes. I don't. Yeah. Oh man. Nobody cares that John Carpenter hates Rob Zombie and Rob Zombie's Halloween, but don't touch the substance though. Don't touch the substance.
Well, the same thing happened a long time ago with Quentin Tarantino and It Follows. Nobody remembers that, so we'll forget about this pretty soon too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We will. Well, I was having this conversation the other night on a stream. We were debating who has the most toxic fandom. Is it the Halloween fandom or is it the Scream fandom? What do you guys think? Who is the most toxic fandom? Because I had a run-in with some of the Halloween fandom recently when I posted one of those goofy little TikTok filters where you randomly rank the Halloween movies, and they give you like 30 seconds to do it. So I mean, you're trying to get it done, and I made the horrible mistake of saying that Rob Zombie's Halloween was the worst, and not Halloween Ends being the worst, and not Halloween Ends being at least next to last. So I got a lot of interesting comments from the Halloween fandom over that one. And another thing I discovered, which was shocking just shocked me, was how many people, and I think this is a new thing. I thought we were at least 15 years beyond people not liking Halloween 3 simply because Michael Myers is in. I thought we were long beyond that. No, we've regressed. There were so many comments of why is Halloween 3 even on this list? Michael Myers isn't in it. Halloween 3 sucks because Michael Myers isn't in it. Halloween 3, have you even seen a Halloween movie, buddy? Michael Myers isn't even in it. It's like I was blown away by the responses.
I mean, to be fair, Michael is in Halloween 3. They're watching the first movie.
It's true.
As well as I was talking to another guy recently about this. So like I'm kind of like when Lauren was talking about earlier in the stream about like Halloween doing something new and original, he would like that. I'm the same way. Because I liked Halloween 3 because it was actually about the holiday Halloween. The first movie is about some crazy autistic kid who wants to sleep with his sister who murders her. It's not about the holiday or anything. It just happens to be on Halloween. And then we made this whole thing about it's always has to be Halloween. It doesn't matter. It could be any freaking day of the week. And so I feel like these people who are obsessed with the Halloween franchise, never grew up, B, want to sleep with their sister, and don't have great opinions on things.
You know, I never got that he wanted to sleep with his sister until Rob Zombie's Halloween. That was one thing I think that they kind of touched
because
on.
it's very obvious.
Yeah, he's like rubbing on her leg, and
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So for a while there, I think the Scream fandom was far more toxic. But I think thanks to Halloween Ends, I think the Halloween fans kind of have the advantage. Although the Scream fans love to remind you that there's a genocide in the world, and
Yes.
that's how they end every argument is, there's a genocide going on right now. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with Scream and Ghostface and what I mean, that stuff. But that's the period to every one of their arguments on social media.
Then why are they making more Scream movies instead of investing into genocide?
Exactly. Very
Scream
good question.
audience are not primarily a horror audience.
No.
That's the truth, and everyone wants to dance around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like I'm the only person like around here that likes Scream.
Well, it's fine to like Scream, but when you listen to how the conversations that happen in the community, so in the Halloween community, you'll get what's their favorite kills of the franchise, which is a old, tired argument. No one wants to hear it anymore, but that's what they're talking about. What's the best mask? Hey, where did Michael look scariest? You don't hear people say, where did Ghostface look scariest? Who's the
dreamiest Ghostface?
what you get is you get like, oh, well, I hope there's some way we can bring this character back, and I love this. And I hope these characters end up getting married. I mean, honestly, the conversations in the Scream community are no different than any WB show. Period. And it's. I don't mean to diminish it. I'm not saying they're not horror films, because they are, but the fan base itself is not very concerned about the horror aspects of the series.
Well, see, here's I was watching a panel discussion from a convention that had a bunch of the Scream people at, and Lillard was there and Skeet Ulrich was there, and the guy who was moderating the conversation, the very first thing he said was like, so your characters are really gay, right? You're not going to hear Michael's a little homoerotic, right? Jason's a little coded. We think he's coded, but that's the conversation they have in the Screen. Have you ever played the game Probe?
Mm-hmm.
I've got it in my closet if you want to play. So anyway, what? And speaking of Matthew Lillard, who is a god in the Scream community, at least he was, until he made this statement just the other day in regards to Scream 6. Scream 6 to me is too violent. I don't really understand Ghostface running around with a shotgun personally. That's not clever. Now, fans of Scream 5 and Scream 6 are very much about, especially those two entries. They will defend those movies, and Melissa Barrera to the nth degree. So these people were going after Matthew Lillard the other day on social media, and they were trying to say that the real reason he doesn't like Scream 6 is because he supports one side in the Middle East that Melissa Barrera does not support. It's like, how did you pull that out of that statement? So however they can throw dirt on Matthew Lillard, their former, they would have kissed the ground he walked on, but now we have to find some way to throw dirt on him because he's spoken ill of Scream 6.
Well, that's just how internet arguments are.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no real argument for any extended period of time because people think they have this card they can pull at any time, like that. Oh, he's a bad guy.
Right.
And just
it's
in
an
the
instant win
argument.
card kind of thing.
And you can say anything you want. They're not going to listen. They're just going to keep throwing that card up. And it's So like it's all kind of pointless, really.
I never thought Scream would be tied into a war that's like raged for thousands of years.
Yeah, exactly. But it is. It's now almost synonymous with that. Those two movies are, and really the whole series, but specifically those two movies are like forever linked now with what's going on in the Middle East.
Well, that's Paramount's fault. I feel like they probably thought they were going to get a pat on the back for doing that, and then it backfired on them.
We're gonna get Ghostface in Gaza now.
You know what the stupidest part of this is? This is what kills me. I'll give you one of life's big secrets. Once you understand this, everything makes sense. Seriously. All governments are awful.
Yes.
Now, some are more awful than others. That's true. And if that's where you want to fight your battle, fine. Whenever you have two states at war with each other or two groups at war with each other, they've decided that their humanity and the humanity of their opponents is not worth as much as whatever the fuck they're fighting for. Already, both sides have sacrificed any sympathy I would have for them. So for me to go out there and fight some hardcore battle, again, against a war that's gone on for 4,000 years, basically, nah. So, like, again, this kind of draws into what we've talked about many times, Biz, which is that I hate when people take this genre and try to make it a movement in one direction or another. This should be about conversation in general. And if conversation were allowed on this subject, maybe it'd even be interesting. But it's not. It's being used as a platform for people's own ideologies. And no matter what ideology you're on, whatever side you're on, it's not good for us. If they're being used to promote conversation about a real world issue, that's a different thing. That's not what's happening. It's the Scream films are Scooby-Doo with like a slight amount of gore.
I mean, they star Shaggy, so
without a dog. That's it. I don't like these films, so it's easy for me to criticize them. But even if I loved them, I would not be trying to tie them into part of my identity like this. I happen to be political, and I like the Scream movies. So, no, dude, that's not healthy. Just stop.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I don't know how they're defending the Scream movies when Scream 5 made fun of the horror fans in general. It's like, oh, it's your fault for all these things.
They've been making fun of the horror fans since the first film.
Really?
I mean,
5 was just obvious with it, though, it felt like.
In a way, the horror genre has always been somewhat self-loathing. That's not new. But the Scream series in particular kind of hates its own audience. At least according to the films they make.
I just want to let everybody out there know that Lorne's views do not express the views of Pizzal or any affiliated companies to Pizzal LLC. Okay, his views are his own.
I think he's just a Trump supporter, dude. Listen to him.
Listen, do you even know who Joe Jurgensen was?
I do.
Yep, libertarian, right? Yeah,
exactly. Listen,
I hope you find out that Jason Voorhees is on the side of Palestine, because if not, then we're
gonna cancel Jason now.
But it's
man,
like I don't know. I just don't understand this. Like, we watch horror films for a variety of reasons, but if you wanted one common thread, we kind of watch them to explore the dark parts of our world. Maybe to smile and laugh at them, maybe to actually shrink back in terror, but we want to explore the dark sides of our world. Why would we attach it to the real world horror directly? If you really just want to enjoy that, then watch snuff all day. Watch news broadcasts.
Yeah,
Just leave horror to do what it does, which is to slyly and in the most subtle ways possible let you explore things in a safe and codified way.
I think
not to say that the horror films don't say serious things. They do. You know, everyone knows who I am. But that needs to be in its right place, and not as an argument because John Carpenter said something you don't like about the substance, or the Scream movies the stars have different opinions on a global conflict that they're not involved in.
Yeah, I'm so tired of politics getting pulled into everything. You know, like that's why I like y'all's channels, because y'all stick to these movies. You know, like it's a good escape. There's enough, like Lauren said, there's enough horrible stuff going on out there.
Oh,
You know, and I just hate it whenever it gets pulled into, you know, sports or whatever you fancy.
Well, that
Yeah,
it's
you
that
can't-
argument, pulling it into the argument proves that you don't have an argument. So you start pulling something that you hope will shut somebody down immediately out of fear of backlash. Because if I say, like, you're saying this because you're homophobic, and you argue with me, you might look homophobic. So it's just like a shallow, like, shutdown tactic. It's not an argument. And the fact that it gets drawn into so many arguments on the internet says a lot about the internet in general and the arguments that take place on it. They're laughable usually.
Yeah, I feel like with that Carpenter thing, I mean, y'all know this. There's a certain group of people that all they do is wait to say, I got you. You know, like, or it's like, who do you not have enough to talk about besides somebody's opinion on a movie? You know, like, okay, you know, you can have your own opinion. Great. You know, it's like you said, it's something that's, it's so small, but it just gets blown up. Well, that's social media though. Y'all know how that goes. Everything's either the best or the worst. You know, there's no
in
middle
between,
ground.
man.
Yeah.
No in between.
I can also say, having met Matthew Lillard, I have no idea about his politics. I don't particularly care. Super nice guy. Great to my nephew. He talked to my nephew like 20 minutes, and he had a massive line. And didn't talk to him about Scream. I just talked to him about Salt Lake City Punk and
I love SLC Punk.
Yeah. Great guy. I have no idea what he thinks about anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you've not seen the movie he directed called Fat Kid Rules the World, it is so good. Check that movie out. So good.
Also, The Curve. That's another great Matthew Lillard performance.
Yeah, that was like a USA premiere movie back in like the late 90s, wasn't it?
I'm not sure where it premiered, but it's like a 90s thriller, one of those like twisty, turny ones.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, I love that one. Oh man, I forgot about it. Oh, that's great. Well, you know what? Let's take a breath here. I think y'all know what time it is. We need a Halloween edition of a moment of swag. Swaggy, you got the floor, bro.
How did I see that? It's coming.
Hold on. I gotta grab my. All right, this was short noticed.
White bandages.
I have a graphic here. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
This right here, I need Ben Grimm to explain this, but a military term is a gig line right here. So anytime you wear a button-down shirt, you always want to make sure everything is in line to your belt buckle, and then to your trousers right here. You want to be in a straight line. So whenever picture day comes up, make sure your gig line is straight. You go to a job interview, the gig line is straight. It'll help you out in the future. Thank you, Piz.
Wow. Absolutely brilliant. Another absolutely insightful and informative moment of swag with Swaggy. I hope all of y'all out there took that to heart. That gig line, trust me, we've all seen people in public and the gig line's askew and they look like total buffoons.
Looks like you're going in two different directions.
That was the least punk rock thing anyone has ever said in the world.
Well, listen, swag isn't always about punk rock.
Okay. Well, that's part. Yeah, but I bet he supports Palestine too, right?
No, I don't.
You notice that I just switched sides in my rhetorical argument.
Oh God!
What's wrong with the gay gig line? Why can't it? How does it have to be straight?
Oh, good one.
When you telling people how they have to dress now, man. Why don't you just wrap the whole world in your uniform?
Swaggy's getting canceled now, man. Swaggy's getting canceled.
That's why I wore the mask today.
He'll just have to disappear.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah. But very, very wise word, Swaggy. Always the moments of swag are just gold. And another great one from you, Swaggy. Another great one. What about when it comes to Halloween costumes? Any wise words or words of swag when it comes to Halloween? Because getting costumes is very difficult, size and anything you can impart on us in that arena, Swaggy.
I will say, to me, I always think the homemade costume goes a lot further than going to the store and buying something.
Right.
The creativeness that goes into that stuff. I'm sure y'all remember growing up, if you did go for Halloween, you either had that cheap mask. What did was it Ben Cooper? That kind of
Ben
stuff.
Cooper.
Yes. Or you did the homemade one where you were like the hobo. You were the football player. I always kind of like that. That had something to it. That took some creative instincts there with that to figure that stuff out. But to each their own. Everybody can, if you got the money, you could spend a lot and look like whatever you want to be nowadays. But
I agree with that. And listen, if I could give a moment of husky swag coming from being a husky kid, trying to find costumes that fit, it's very difficult. And one year I went as Ben Cooper costume Lion-O. It did not survive the night. By the time I got home, it was just barely hanging on me in tatters. But that's if I could impart some husky kid swag out there.
So at that point, it was the sexy Lion-O costume.
It was the sexy. I don't know about sexy. It was barely on. Do you remember the little elastic band, the little rubber band that went around those Ben Cooper masks? You apply any pressure to those, they're coming right off. They're hitting you in the eyeball.
Yeah,
they didn't last long.
They weren't built to last beyond that one or two goes. That was it.
No. Yeah. They were not built
you
to
could
last.
replace the staple.
No. What little kids doing that? It's just done.
What kind of kid were you? I loved my
not
stapler.
one with a stapler.
Jesus.
Think my mom would let me have a stapler?
How protected were we?
Very. Geez, oh Pete, man. Very, very good, Swaggy. Very good. We appreciate that. Let's talk about some more drama that has dug back up old drama. I'm sure you all has everybody here heard of a horror series called Terrifier? I think it's somewhat big. Catherine Corcoran, who was in the original Terrifier, she had a very memorable death in that movie. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She's strung up upside down. She's naked as a jaybird, and Art just bisects her. It's probably it was the big kill of that film. Well, this came out yesterday. Ms. Corcoran has sued Damien Leone and the main producer of Terrifier, claiming a number of different things. The first being that she's not been paid what she's owed. So she was only SAG minimum daily rate is $100. $100. I was like, damn, that's SAG minimum $100 a day. That seemed really low. But she was also, according to her suit, promised 1% of profits generated from Terrifier, which includes box office, streaming, live events, and merchandise, among other things. But this was only supposed to be for like a 2-year period. She claims she's been paid $8,300 total. And then the checks just stopped coming in. Now, Damien Leone, who is actually represented by Larry Zerner, Shelley from Friday the 13th, Part 3, it denies all the claims and says that they will vigorously defend this lawsuit. Now, the movie business just seems to be all about how can we rip off people. So if she's owed money, she should get her money. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane how the industry is able to just rip people off and claim that some of the highest grossing movies of all time have never turned a profit. I did a stream a couple of years ago with Jeffrey Reddick, Todd Farmer, and Peter Atkins, and I was like, explain this to me. How can Paramount claim that Forrest Gump has never turned a profit? And Jeff explained it to me. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it, but it just seems like a legal way that these studios can get away with ripping people off. But, you know, the industry is also about, it's not what you're owed, it's what you negotiate, it's what you get in writing that can't be refuted. So, is it refuted? Either way. So there's that, but I totally side with her on this. If she's owed money, give her a freaking money. And especially when you read like she was hung upside down for, so here it is. So here, the lawsuit, which names blah, 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 blah. Corcoran shot the scene in 40-second increments across 10 hours with a platform placed underneath her at some point so she could lay horizontally. She says her doctor had told her that she suffered cranial swelling and eardrum damage as a result of being upside down. Now, also because she was totally naked, she was in this really cold warehouse, and what they would do is they'd come up and wrap her in a blanket, but they only used one blanket the whole time, so she's covered in blood, so the blanket got saturated with blood, so they couldn't even get her another blanket, for God's sake. So there's all that. So she might be owed some some I don't know how that's going to work out. I think she'll end up with a payday one way or the other. But if she's owed money, give her freaking money. But there's a whole other aspect of this lawsuit too. And let me see if I can find. Okay. The lawsuit also alleges violations of laws over the distribution of sexually explicit material. And this is, I don't quite understand this one. Per the complaint, Corcoran wasn't told ahead of shooting that she would be fully nude in the scene in which she's killed, in violation of SAG rules, which require producers to obtain written consent from talent for such sequences. So it seems, I don't know how this is going to sound, but it seems like if you get to that point in the production and she would have the leverage, right? Like, oh, you want me to get naked? Well, that we didn't talk about that beforehand. You want me to get naked? You have to pay me some money, like upfront right now, cash money. But if it wasn't contractually negotiated that she's supposed to be naked, and they somehow talked her into it and she just did it anyway, then, where does that, how's that gonna, it wasn't discussed beforehand, but then she agreed to do it while she was there. Like, I don't know how that's gonna go. Because if you didn't want to do it, why did you do it? Whether it was in writing or not, right?
How does that work? How did they have the special effects ready for that sequence without knowing whether she'd be naked or not?
I mean, that's a good question. I'm sure that's something that will be brought up during the suit. But
I imagine there was a body cast of some sort done at some point.
Oh yeah. I'm just catching up with this story, so maybe I misheard you. Her profits for Terrifier were good for 2 years, you said?
Yes, 2 years.
That the first movie took a minute to catch on.
Right.
So that might be what kind of screws her on that. I mean, obviously $8,000 Terrifier, you would think merchandise should be owed a significant chunk of money even.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But that might be what screws her, because I know that movie really caught on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And the sequel came out in the sequel. It was more than 2 years before the sequel came out. So I don't know if she can claim any of the sequel's money.
Yeah, I feel bad for her, but I think legally, I don't know. I think they might have her on the legal side of it.
And also, it's
I think-
weird that it's coming up suddenly. And it almost feels like something happened. There was some disagreement. And this is like fuck you to
Well,
them.
that was brought up. That was part of the discourse on social media that, even though she's had this issue, she's still done 1,000 conventions with all these people. Now I don't think that this article got into it, but I did read something where she confronted Damien Leone and the producer at a convention about, don't you guys owe me some money? And they just kind of brushed her off. So one way or the other, I think there'll be like an audit of the books, but like you're talking about Netflix opening up their books, and Netflix doesn't want to open up their books to actors and stuff when it comes to
was it on Netflix in 2 years? I'm not.
Yeah, that's to Dan's point, man. Like that movie was not like it came out and it was a success. It came out in 2016, right? The big blow up didn't happen until after part 2 came out, which was like 2021, right? So they might not have made a lot of money. And if her contract ended in 2 years, then
she's owed a lot more than $8,000 though, in simple math.
Probably, yeah.
But I will say this. I will say that if I had an actor come up to me at a convention, I wouldn't say a goddamn thing to her, because any of that could just play badly down the road. So that's nonsense. But no, there's no way she's not owed money. If she was getting 1% of true profit after expenses for 2 years, that ain't just $8,000.
Right. No, that does sound very low, but I don't know that she's going to get a windfall of cash either, because I know I've interviewed David Howard Thornton and I've talked to him. He said just that movie took a while. When it hit streaming, Netflix, he's like, it just blew up. He knew he made a good movie. People liked it, but it was next level. And I don't know how much of that falls within 2 years. I'd have to go back and look, because I feel like it might have been a few years at least before it popped up on Netflix.
Right.
Yeah, I think I heard about it in 2018 on Netflix, being on Netflix.
Right, but again, got to remove us, because the insular horror community is going to be more active, and the money this franchise has made has been far beyond us. But that didn't happen on the first film; it happened on the second, really.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
But I just don't. I think she probably is owed money, but the problem she's going to have is what she's going to spend to get at her money is going to eat into it significantly.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't Dan help me understand this? If you made a movie and there was a nude scene in it, clearly you would discuss that thoroughly with the actor or the actress.
Yeah, like I've dealt with this. It's very poor form if you haven't talked about it ahead of time. So you got to make sure you do that. They know exactly what they're getting into. Don't be on set and ask somebody.
Yeah, I thought that was taboo. Like that goes unheard. Maybe back in the day I'm sure bad things still happen, but
it happens to this day. I can tell you it still happens, but it's it's poor form. And we've dealt with an actress that is an erotic vampire short, and she was naked for most of the story, and she knew about it, and then she got cold feet after we already shot a bunch of stuff. So I've dealt with it on both ends. But if you're trying to negotiate on set and they knew nothing about it before they came to set, then that's shitty. So don't do that.
So another issue is that a shooting script is not usually is not unaware of it. So a screenplay that's turned in, which is story and dialogue and the plot, is not the last screenplay that goes forward for legal reasons like this. if you read a shooting script of a film that has nudity, it gets very specific about what is actually going to be shown on screen, so that it can be contracted out, and that there's a direct line between the shooting script of the template of what you're actually shooting and what you've been paid to show. So yeah, if they change the rules at the last moment and she went along with it, the problem she might have is she went along with it because you can't contract your way out of agreeing to more.
And
you know,
the girl is not a stranger to nudity, by the way.
But if you're your regular job right now today, and your boss says, "Hey, would you be willing to stay for a couple more hours?" You have every right to say yes and accept the overtime, right? But you can't later say, "Oh, by the way, I'm not going to show up for my next shift because I stayed 2 hours." You can't. So it depends on what happened in that moment, and none of us were in that room. It does sound she's owed some money to me, because I just don't think that math makes any sense.
Right.
But getting at it might be a whole different issue.
Yeah. I would just think, though, yeah, you're right, Dan, things happen, but like, I feel like if you were shooting that scene, it would be so, like Lauren said, it'd be so laid out. You know, it would be like, okay, how many people are in this room? You know,
Right.
What happens whenever you call cut? Does somebody wrap me up in a towel? You know, where do I go? You know, I feel like that would be basic questions that you would nail down.
Yeah.
And, you know, true. I mean, I know things happen, but
yeah, especially on a low budget set, you can't guarantee that. They sometimes fly by the seat of their pants. So.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
where the sticking point could be, and this was brought up, was like, well, didn't you have to sit in for a live cast naked? And how long before you shot it did you sit down for that? How many hours did that take? And you know, you're naked for that. You didn't think, like, I don't know. I don't know how that part's going to play out. I think she's going to get some money out of it, and if she's owed money, I think she deserves it. Give it to her. I don't know about the other part though. That I don't know. That's kind of a sticky situation. So.
I mean, if we're breaking lawyers in this, documentation must exist somewhere to prove either side. So we're just going to have to wait until the court case happens. The lawyers bring all the documentation out for either side, and we'll figure it out at the end.
This is not going in front of a judge or a jury.
If they're going to settle out of court,
settle. They'll settle.
It has to settle.
Yeah,
they'll cut her. They'll cut her a check. They'll cut her a check.
So what's going to happen is the new Terrifier 4, right? The distributor of that film is just going to want this to go away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the amount of money she's owed is not going to be enough for them not to. It's not going to be worth it to make it go away. So she'll get cut a check. And you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that exploitation films are not exploitative. They are. You might like the end result, but doesn't mean it's like right or moral. It's just you like to watch those movies.
I think, and I don't want to sound too on the other side here, but I do think there is also some like yeah, they're exploitative, but also the actresses going in, I would argue, usually know that and are down for it. And
sure,
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying that's what, because I've always liked her. I don't have anything against her. It does seem fishy to me now that she's throwing that in there. Like, I feel like there was something we don't know going on behind the scenes or something. Some kind of disagreement.
I don't buy that. That anyone contracts to do a nude scene for a film that even has a possibility of a theatrical release for $8,000. No way. She's owed money. I mean, that's just what it is. But
I mean,
to be fair, what I always say is like
there are low budget movies that do it like all the time
that are going to get theatrical releases.
Terrifier never was. Terrifier was a low budget, like,
it wasn't
direct to video slasher.
It was not that low budget.
It wasn't that low budget, but it wasn't going to go to theaters. It was never the intention. It was going to probably at the time maybe show up at Family Video, but ended up on Netflix. Like, it wasn't a theatrical movie, like a studio movie.
I don't think it's as low budget as you think.
Here's low budget enough to get a nude scene, though.
Here's what I think. here's what I think, and I hope Netflix has these numbers, and I hope she's compensated for this too. Every time some gooner got pulled up the movie just to go straight to that scene to do their thing, she deserves $1 for every gooner that did that. So
Okay,
that's
so
what I
Terrifier had a
want.
$2 million budget. So
It didn't have a $2 million budget. No,
that's
like
what I'm
the
saying.
Terrifier 2 didn't
saying
even have a $2 million
35.
budget.
Chat says it's 35K.
Yeah, it was a very small movie by
Yeah,
like a small studio.
Let's see. Yeah.
I'm looking at the number.
Yeah, I thought the first one was under $1 million.
Well, hold on. Google says 2 million, but then it also says it made back its $35,000 budget 10 times over.
Google is broken now. Just so, in case you didn't know, you can look up anything at 2 different times and get 2 different answers.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Terrifier 3 had a $2 million budget according to Google.
Okay, just pull it.
Terrifier 1 had a $35,000 budget. Terrifier 2 had a $250,000 budget.
But it's also, but the numbers also have it listed as having a theatrical release. So it was probably limited showtime or a few theaters, but it did have a theatrical.
But it wasn't a big enough movie to not have a nude scene. Like that's the main argument, I think. It's definitely the kind of movie that gets a nude scene.
Well, let me do a couple of shout outs here. Nico, thank you for the $10 super chat, sir. Hey gang, buried in my home team in the World Series, but can't wait to catch this full stream later tonight. Well, thank you very much, Nico. Appreciate that, sir. And we've got a message here from a good friend of mine, just for you, sir.
Hey, you. This city property. No trespassing. What are you, deaf? Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
That was for you, Nico, my friend. Let's see here. We also have Tony. Thank you for the $4.99. Would you consider Bob and Harvey to be the worst studio head ever, just with the idiotic choices they made to the movies they produced? Sometimes I wonder, like, how did Scream and The Crow like get through their scissor fingers and like come out intact, whereas you see these other movies that were just sliced and diced by them, but they somehow slipped through the cracks and made it out at least mostly intact, I think. So are they the worst? I mean, as much as we know about Harvey, probably not. I mean, there's probably a lot worse.
Yeah, they were pretty successful, weren't they?
Well, they were super successful. I'm just talking about being bad people.
Right.
So, I mean, we know there's probably worse. There's probably a lot of producers out there who have done worse than Harvey. But how the good ones slip through their fingers, I don't know. But
Golan and Globus from Canon were known to be probably the 2 biggest dickheads in Hollywood. So who knows? They may have been worse than the Weinsteins.
Well, I mean, they made some banger movies, though.
Mm-hmm.
They made some banger movies. The sacrifices have to be made for movies like Death Wish 2 to happen, Chainsaw 2, Life Force. Sacrifices have to be made. There's casualties in every war, especially the war. I'm just kidding. But so to segue from that whole thing has brought up the Damien Leone controversy from last year, in which he said that his films, the Terrifier series, are not political, and that he doesn't care what side of the political aisle you sit on. As long as you're a good person, I will work with you. And that, of course, created an insane uproar on social media. And this Catherine Corcoran lawsuit has drummed that right up again. And so, yeah, it fits in with tonight's theme of internet drama, internet craziness. And not to get like political here or anything, I didn't see anything wrong with what Damien Leone said in that statement. If anything, that was if anything, that was, almost too centrist, but you can't be centrist. And well, I would say
People
centrist,
hate that more than.
but yes, but level-headed, very level-headed, particularly as a business person. And especially when you have the star of your movie on social media 24/7 telling half your audience that they're awful people because of who they voted for. So, you want to turn off half your audience. That's kind of how you do it. So I saw nothing wrong with what he said in that statement, but a lot of people, it really fired them up, and they're fired up about it again now. What were you going to say, Chris? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like, people hate centerists more than picking a side. Almost, it seems like sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it's usually the correct way.
Yes.
Saying.
Yes.
But.
Like the over to the windows a thing.
All of these things, I don't mean to like take the fun out of it, but all of these things are like so stupid and they don't mean anything. And we will forget about it in 6 months. It's all so dumb. Like I try to like ignore most of it. Like all these stories we've talked about tonight, I haven't read anything about them. I've caught like headlines my friends have posted. I haven't read about any of it. I ignore all that stuff because none of it matters, man. It's all just like this distraction that's going on. Like
it MV28 is right. Some people saw it as like an attack on David Howard Thornton because he's so the polar opposite on his social media. But he
probably has to counter it a little bit so he doesn't get like lumped in with them and ostracized by one whole side of the fan base. Like he needed to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a this is off topic. Well, not off topic, but whatever happened to the first actor that portrayed that character?
Of All Hallows Eve?
Yes. And
I think
and
he was
do you
just
think he's upset that it's gone on to what it is and he's kind of been left out?
He supported Israel. And I'm just kidding. But yeah, good question. Well, I mean,
I wonder who that guy is. Like, is he pissed?
He's probably a little bitter, man. Like, man, it could have been me, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, David Howard Thornton is so good in that role. Like those movies would not be the same without him. He's 90% of that movie. Those movies really. Mm-hmm. The other 10%'s the gore. But maybe just, if you're in business, don't turn off half of your audience, and keep in mind too, like who's David Howard Thornton without Damien Leone? Right.
A mime.
There you go. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. That
is Art the Clown the only mime people like? That's an interesting thought.
I think you're onto something.
Terrifier, done. Art the Clown, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Piz, what are you doing for Halloween?
Probably just I was thinking maybe doing a stream that night, or just catching up on some of my usual go-to Halloween movies, because I've really not watched. I've not. The only Halloween movie I've watched this entire October is Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's how sad it is. I may try and catch up on some Halloween movies on Halloween night. But and I don't feel like I've missed anything, because I've watched a lot of newer stuff that I've enjoyed, or just like scrolling through Tubi, trying to find good obscure movies on Tubi, and actually finding a couple that I've liked. I have a policy with Tubi. If I go blind into a movie, like usually you can tell within about 5 minutes. If it's give it about 5 minutes and then I'm out. So, but so it's kind of my plans. And of course, the stream with Jeremy, the Halloween stream with Jeremy at 1. I'm going to have to get up early on that one because I've got to paint him up like Beetlejuice. And
That's his costume for this year.
yeah. So I didn't, and I might try tomorrow and do a little trial run with painting him up. Because when I painted him up as the Crow 1 year, it wasn't that he was. The problem wasn't with him. He'll just stand there and let me do whatever. The problem with me was that line's not straight enough. God damn it. So I'm like wiping it off, and then I got to apply it again. Wait, now it's not, that's too far over to the left. So yeah.
Are you still watching the Halloween tomorrow for your watch party, or?
Yes. Yeah. So tomorrow night, patron and channel member watch party, the 1981 network television premiere of Halloween.
With commercials, right?
Now we can do it. We can do it 2 ways. We can do it with or without the commercials. If we do it with the commercials, the quality is not very good. Like literally, it's recorded off somebody's television. It does not look that great. Or we can do it without the commercials, and it's a little better quality. We have the intro.
You've got to do the commercials, man. That's
okay.
That's half the appeal for the WNUF special is the commercials.
We've
all seen Halloween in HD, man. Let's watch it in like 480i. Like it's supposed to be.
Okay. So that's what we'll do. I was going to leave it up to you guys tomorrow night, whatever way you want to go, but we have those options. But yeah, the commercials that aired on that night in 1981, along with the broadcast premiere of Halloween, that'll be fun.
I've never seen that version.
Well, you will tomorrow if you're there. You will tomorrow. I really like the TV cut because it adds in those sequences with Donald Pleasance and those 2 jerks at this little conference, and then he goes to Michael's room and he's like, "You fooled them, haven't you, Michael?" But not me. While Michael stares out the window intently, So I love those scenes. When I was so used to that version of Halloween that when I actually rented it on VHS, thinking I was watching like the uncut version, and those scenes weren't in there, and it jumped directly from like I forget where it jumps, but like it jumped directly from one scene to now it's Halloween night. And I was like, wait a minute, is this an edited version? I thought for sure I'd rented an edited version. But then, I'd learned, there's a TV cut. So I like the TV cut because of those scenes. I think any extra stuff with Dr. Loomis, I'm all about. So, but I like it. It's just more of like, Loomis knew what Michael Myers was, and all these other people like, he's just a kid. There's nothing wrong with him. So he recognized the evil. He recognized it. So,
well, he's looking for it, man.
He found it.
Assaulting trick-or-treaters left and right trying to find it.
Well, look, he was out to save lives, okay? Lonnie Lamb learned a very valuable lesson that night. When you FA, UFO. So he learned a valuable lesson that night, as did Ben Dramer. But
I was going to say, he had the biggest lesson learned that night.
Ben Tramer learned it the hard way. It was a one way.
Death is.
So that'll be fun. Oh man, we've covered. Well, let's talk about other. Usually we start the show talking about like recent watches. Have you guys seen anything good lately? Anything new? Anything new? Good?
Well, I was saying, new to me is I was talking about it before the show started. I finally saw Nightmare on Elm Street 2 for the first time.
And
then also for the first time this week, I watched American Psycho, or Tylenol American Psycho, as Sam puts it.
I remember Sam posting that on X that you were watching that for the first time, and that she threatened to make you sit through the sequel, which I said that is divorce worthy. Okay.
I mean, I like Mila Kunis, but no, I don't know.
Wow, first time watch. That's pretty interesting.
Well, for me, I explained on X. I have a bad habit of not watching things that are so in the pop culture zeitgeist. It's like I've already seen it.
What did you think of American Psycho now that you finally watched it?
I liked it. It was good. It does a great job of portraying the unreliable narrator.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I know he killed people, but which ones? I don't know. What was a part of his delusions? What was not a part of his delusions? I know they talked about how it's about capitalism or some kind of shit before. I don't know. To me, it was just a decent movie. Some guy on the spectrum, unidentified, who's so wanting to fit in with normal society, he makes it his mask. That's kind of why he has the mask peeling and stuff like that for it. But yeah, it was somebody who's trying to stand out so much by blending in so much that he actually blends in so well, they confuse him for some other person. And that upsets him because he wants to be independent, but he can't. I don't know. Just conundrums.
Yeah. You should read the book too. Now that
Yes.
you've seen the movie, you should read the book.
Yeah.
It's like when I
You
read
know,
Fight
and-
Club and I had Edward Norton in my head the entire time reading that.
It'll help you understand too. Like when you read the book, you'll see what a good adaptation it is, just kind of in the sense of, because the book is so incredibly violent and gross. And they really tamed it down for the movie, but in just the right way, in my opinion.
I gotcha. Like just enough to get past the censors kind of thing.
Yeah.
Bateman is all about the little details, whether he's at a party, whether he's having sex with a woman, whether he's mutilating a woman. It's all about the fine little details. So it's extremely graphic.
Okay.
But it's always presented. Well, it'll go from like, here's this silly chapter about, they can't get the cranberry stains out of his sheets, to like a chapter called Rat, which is very interesting, or like a chapter where, well, I won't give too much away for you, but it's a great read. It really is.
Or you get like a 30-page chapter about Phil Collins or
Whitney
brothers.
Houston.
Is it him just basically reading movie blogs back from the 80s of why his opinions are certain things?
No, he just goes into these soliloquies about Whitney Houston, about
Huey Lewis
in the news. Yeah.
But to me, like every time he went on a rant about music, it felt like he just memorized a Rolling Stone article.
Well, maybe he did, because I mean, he's just so. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Because the only thing he talks about having emotions for is greed and what was the other one I'm thinking of?
Greed
filth,
and was it like,
not filth, but it's kind of like that. That's like disgust.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that book was like banned in some places because it was so violent towards
It was
women. Yeah.
The original publisher refused to publish it, so it had to be another publisher had to pick it up, and Ellis got death threats, and there were protests, and which only made the book sell probably 10 times more than what it would have otherwise. But there was.
Yeah, it never even had a what do you call it, hardcover release. It just went straight to paperback.
Straight to and I've got one of those original paperbacks too. Very, very well read. Very well read.
Yes.
I used to read that chapter about the rat every night before bed, and I sleep like a baby. Oof, man, just the best sleep ever. Anybody else see anything good recently?
I will say I have watched. I've enjoyed Slasher Home Videos tidbits about Halloween shows.
Oh yeah, those have been great videos.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I've been watching those. So
Speaking of all this,
it's a passion of mine.
Walker Texas Ranger was a good one.
I haven't seen that one yet. I saw the other ones. What I was going to say is him talking about Halloween, the Halloweeny episode of Pete and Pete. Have you watched Pete and Pete yet, Ghost?
Ghost.
Which one?
Pete and Pete, man. You watched that yet?
Oh no,
watched it yet?
It's in my queue, but I haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
Ghost.
Oh, so
Gotta
good.
get on it, homie.
Maybe after the Halloween. Let me see. Is that episode of Pete and Pete on YouTube? We might watch it tomorrow after the
It
Halloween.
should
thing.
be.
Mhm.
If not, I
Pete and
can
Pete.
hook you up.
Pete and Pete Halloweeny. Halloween. It's on there. We'll watch it tomorrow after
Nice.
after the watch party.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if y'all follow Bog Zombies Instagram, but he's been posting some gems that I've like. It was like the Sesame Street Halloween, the Charlie Brown Halloween. He's doing like kind of like a review of the movies, but there's some winners in there too, man. He does a good job of that stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. What did anybody catch VHS Halloween?
I was just gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Did you guys like it?
I did.
I thought it was one of the better ones they've done.
What was everybody's favorite segment?
Oh, God.
The last one for me, the haunted house one. That was my favorite.
I like the kid pick one, man. I feel like nobody likes that.
You're
one.
a sick, disturbing freak.
dude. That guy was hilarious, man. I don't want to spoil it, but that killer is freaking hilarious, dude. And terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, that one just like that one just comes out of nowhere and just kind of like is a kick in the groin, and then it's like, oh, back to kind of silly fun horror, and then so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That wasn't my least favorite one, but yeah,
because there was the baby one. The very beginning, the first one was the baby one.
And then there was the telephone one.
Oh, I love that one. I thought that one was good.
I didn't. That was my least favorite one.
I love that idea of sitting that phone in the middle there, and
And then there was there was four. Were there four?
There were
5?
Because
I think there might have been 5.
Yeah.
There was the wraparound that was like the drink.
Oh,
that's right.
I loved the wraparound. I love the wraparound.
Yeah,
that I think that's the best VHS they've done in a while.
Yeah,
that's probably the best wraparound they've done. Technically, they were trying to like make it add up to something in the beginning, and then luckily they dropped it because it wasn't working. So that might be like one of the best wraparounds.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah, there were 6, including the wraparound.
Oh, and the fun size one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was great.
Yeah, the candy.
That's by the dude who made Yule Log and Too Many Cooks and stuff.
Yeah. That one was my favorite.
That sounds cool. I like Too Many Cooks.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a good VHS, definitely, for sure.
Have you seen Yule Log, Chris?
I have not yet. No.
Log? You should check it out. You'll like it if you like Too Many Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I watched Him. Did anybody see Him?
Oh, the new Jordan Peterson movie, a Jordan Peele movie. Yeah.
Well, he produced it. He produced it.
Yeah.
He produced it. Oh, I just bring up Him, and then Lauren leaves.
Give me computer issues.
That's very telling, Lauren. Very telling.
Oh no.
Okay. All right. I actually really liked Him. I really liked it. It was it apparently flopped huge at the box office, but I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it. So not to get too much away, but it's good stuff. I liked it. I recommend it. You should check out Him. I also saw Good Boy. Did anybody see Good Boy, the movie from the dog's perspective?
I'm probably not gonna watch it, honestly. Dog stuff.
It's good.
Messes with me.
It's good. It's good. It's not great. It's good. So, but if you're a big animal lover or a dog lover, I think you will really like it. You should watch it.
Oh, I should? I thought it would go the other way, and I definitely should.
No, you should watch it.
So it's not like what's that one movie, Bad Moon?
No.
I hate
Well,
Bad Moon.
The dog is like, you almost forget that you're following the dog around. Like, you just sort of because the dog, well, I won't give it away, but like, I mean, you'll fall in love with this dog in like the first 5 minutes. So I really liked it. You should definitely check it out. If you're an animal lover, if you're a dog lover, a dog owner, you should check it out. Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Not great. Good. What else have I seen recently? I did watch Strange Harvest, but I might have mentioned that last time. I don't remember. Anybody see Strange Harvest?
Yeah, I watched it. It was okay. I know a lot of people were coming out saying it was like amazing. It was just okay, I thought.
I'm the same way.
I kind of felt like it was okay too. I think it had some interesting ideas that didn't really quite land, and then so
I will be going to, this is at my city I live in, an Evil Dead musical.
Oh, I've seen it before.
Oh, cool.
That's been going on for decades.
What do you think of it?
The one I saw was really good. If you sit close to the front, there's a splash show kind of thing, like a Gallagher show.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little romp. Me and my college buddies went to see it like 12 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
I got hooked up with the people behind that, and I gave away some tickets to it. And the guy who went messaged me afterwards and was like, "It was awesome. I had the best time. Wow, it was great." So, they offered to give me tickets for free, but it's nowhere. I think the closest one to me was like in Cincinnati or something, and that's several hours, which probably still should have tried. Should have went for it, but I was like, I'll just give them away. You don't have to give them to me. So, Ben likes the Evil Dead musical.
Mm-hmm.
If you wear a poncho, they get you worse though. So wear 2 ponchos.
Exactly.
Double coverage.
I need that face shield.
Yeah. Did anybody go to Halloween Horror Nights this year? No. So the Terrifier house, speaking of being sprayed, if you went through the Terrifier house, they sprayed you with something with 2 different compounds. One compound made you smell like feces, and the other compound made you smell like blood. So after you left the Terrifier maze, you were walking around for the rest of the night smelling like bloody feces.
Oh yeah.
And I actually talked to a guy. I actually talked to a guy that went to Halloween Horror Nights, and I was like, "Did you go to the Terrifier house?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, like, I didn't even get it out of my mouth. I just went like, and he goes, "It's true. It's true. Yeah, we smelled like poop. Yeah." So
bloody feces, man. That's
bloody.
I mean, that's what you would expect to smell like coming out of a Terrifier house. So
exactly. Yeah.
That's
I mean, that's the one you go to last before you leave the place. Like, you walk around there smelling like bloody feces.
Imagine going to that one first, not knowing.
Oh my God. Yeah. That probably would have been the last one then. Like that's your first one. Well, no, I'm done.
Cutting it short today, boys. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah. What the hell is that smell?
It could be a perfect excuse. Like, I had too much Taco Bell the night before. It's just like, I went to the Terrifier house. It's not my fault.
Or just imagine you've got to walk around explaining to people. Like, people are looking at you like, "I went to the Terrifier maze." Yeah, sure you did, buddy. Sure.
Why are you wearing the brown pants, sir?
like washing yourself like with like an elephant like brush and stuff like that, trying to get it off of you.
Yeah, jeez. What's up, Black Dahlia? Welcome. Bloody feces that should be the Terrifier cologne. It would sell. People would buy it. Bloody feces. They really would.
Now with real feces.
The official clone of the Clown Cafe.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
After eating, like you said, after eating Taco Bell or something. I don't know what can top that.
I don't know either. Anybody else see anything recently?
I thought of one. I watched the Tubi original R.L. Stein's Pumpkinhead. That was a
Oh,
pretty fun one. The kids are a little
I watched-
annoying, but the movie
Well, the
was
Canadian,
alright.
it's okay.
I watched that too.
Did you like it?
I had a
Biz?
good time with it. Yeah. I had a
The
good
ending, man, the ending landed it for me really because that's like
I-
if you've ever watched Haunting Hour, which is where that concept kind of came from. They reworked it a lot, but Haunting Hour had some bleak endings. So that ending was like,
I was surprised by the ending. I wasn't expecting that ending. I liked it. I liked that ending. That was
Yeah.
That was a good ending. I didn't see it coming. So, anybody? I'm interested to see Black Phone 2. I'm not interested enough to go watch it in the theater, but I do want to see it because everybody's saying like it's basically the Nightmare on Elm Street sequel. We've not gotten.
That's what Stone was
So-
telling me. He saw it and loved it, and he's saying that exact thing. It's like a Shadow Nightmare on Elm Street sequel kind of thing.
I never even watched the first one.
You're fine.
I'm not a huge fan of the first one, so that's why I think like taking it in this more slasher Freddy-esque direction is appealing to me. But I wasn't a big fan of the first one.
Did anyone see the what's it called? The fan film. I hate to bring up Halloween again, but Halloween Aftermath.
No?
I have not. I've had several people. I've heard from probably a dozen people about that. Like some people saying, "Oh, you need to watch it." Some people saying, "Like, don't watch it." So I don't know. It seems like it's divisive for some reason, isn't it? Isn't it supposed to be a little ins-ish with like a love triangle or a big love story or something in there?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. There's definitely a romance going on in there, but it was pretty decent actually. I mean, it massively needed an editor who really knew what they were doing. Because
So somebody told me it was like 2.5 hours.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, 2 hours.
Man, yeah, they didn't
15,
want to cut anything they shot, did they?
Yeah.
It's all cold, baby.
We shot it. Put it in there.
Yeah, and it could, if they had done it well, it could have been actually good at that length. But like you said, they didn't want to get rid of footage that they worked so hard on. So I can understand that. But it actually visually, it looks really good. There's good kills, and it's definitely worth a watch. But there'll be definitely long scenes where you're just like, why? Not only should you just cut it down, you should remove it completely, like that kind of thing.
Right.
But I think there's enough positives to give it a shot because you can tell they really worked hard on it, and it mostly pays off, I think.
Okay.
So it's on
Maybe
YouTube.
Maybe I'll check it out on Halloween.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like it's been very divisive. Like I said, I'd say it's not half and half. It's mostly people saying like it's way too long and it reminded me too much of Ends, but I like Ends.
Yeah, I like that too. So I guess
Yeah.
I should see it then.
Yeah.
But 2.5 hours to me, that's really excessive.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, a lot
like-
of that is credits too. You know, credits are like super long these days.
Because it's fan funded, right? So they've got to give a shout out to every So okay.
But I will say it was better than I know. I saw your review the other day of Night of the Reaper, and it's better than that piece of crap, which is like one of the worst things I've seen in a long time. Like, wow.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
It was just, that was the perfect example of something that is just content. Like, it's not a movie, it's not a film, it's just.
I thought the ending
filler.
was a little bit humorous though.
Okay.
It was kind of funny.
I couldn't even make it to the end. I mean, I hate to. I'm not knocking. It just wasn't something I would watch. It just didn't have enough going on here. It was kind of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it was this big swerve, and I'm not saying it was good. It was humorous though, that they like tried to make this the swerve. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It does the classic. It does the classic thing of let's hire a known actor and literally give them nothing to do, but occasionally pop up and go, "Hey, how you doing, Chief?" And then like, "Oh, okay," and you know the moment. Oh, so they're the killer. Like, why do movies keep doing this? You hire a known actor, give them nothing, they just pop up occasionally to say hi to somebody. You're like, "Oh, so they're the killer." Okay.
Yeah.
Like, stop that for God's sake.
It's a waste of a That's about it.
The vodka went down the drain right after I finished Rob Zombie's Halloween Kills. That was the nastiest crap I've ever tasted. I even put it in the freezer to get it as cold as humanly possible, and it was still just abysmal.
What kind of vodka was it?
It was some no-name whatever the cheapest vodka they had.
Right,
is what I got. It was
McCormick or Mr. Boston?
Heaven Hill or something like that?
Mr. Boston. I forgot about Mr. Boston, dude.
Has the built-in filter?
Man, back in the day, you got whatever you could. Swim with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever it was like they filtered it through some Russian guy's underwear somewhere. It was really bad.
It wasn't filtered through diamonds or quartz crystals as Crystal Head vodka is?
No. Crystal Head vodka is actually really good.
Oh, it is good, yes.
This was bad. Jeez.
I saw a bottle of that the other day. I thought about grabbing it just for the meme.
It's actually really good vodka. I kept mine forever. Like, I didn't want to drink it. Like, I kept it for a few years before I finally drank it.
Dr. Cooler doesn't show very often, so.
Is it so good you drink it straight?
I did drink it. Well, I drank most of it straight. I cracked it open on a stream one night and was just drinking it. I don't remember a lot of that stream, but I know that's when I cracked it open.
You got the playback, so you can go back and see.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat mentioned, has anybody checked any of like Halloween 2 was in theaters again this Halloween season? Like Friday, there was a bunch of Friday the 13th. Anybody go to any of those screenings?
Well, our theater. Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go.
I was just gonna say our theater was doing that trauma thing. Well, one trauma movie a month, and they just stopped doing it. They had all these shows planned. Like tonight, Frankenhooker was supposed to play. They just canceled them all, dude.
Nice.
I guess they weren't getting enough people.
Tickets weren't selling, I guess, maybe.
It sucks, man, because I wanted to see. They were eventually gonna build up to Poultrygeist and Toxic Avenger, and it never made it that far.
So that makes me wonder: should they have started with a big name first? Well, I don't know what they started with, but
they were playing some stuff that, like, because I love Nukem High, but I don't think it's the most highly regarded movie, and they started with that one, and then like the next one they played was like something about Las Vegas in space or something. It's one I'd never heard of, and it was about it was like a drag queen space opera, and it's like, I'm sure it's great, but that's not gonna catch many people's
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I mean, trauma films are inherently like anti-mainstream, so it's kind of an uphill battle, but they definitely could have put some more attractive titles in there, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I did have my very first drive-in movie experience not long ago.
Oh, nice.
I went to a drive-in in Tennessee, and I caught a double feature of Girls' Night Out followed by Madman, and that was really cool. That's so rad. Yeah, first drive-in experience. It definitely lived up to the hype, and they had a great little
trunk.
No, it was totally legit. I want to support them. So, great little concession area they had. Because they were playing Girls' Night Out, they were selling bloody bear claws. And so of course I had to get a big ass bloody bear claw to eat while I'm watching it. It was really good too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I talked to the guy who does the scheduling, and I was like, bro, for Christmas, you got to do Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. You got to, man. I said, dude, I know Eric Freeman. I'll have him shoot like an intro for you. You know, because he had intros from what's the guy's name who played Madman? I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. They had an intro from him for Madman, and they had an intro from Lauren. I'm so bad with people's names anymore. She was also in Friday the 13th Part 2. So an intro from her and her husband, who's also in the movie, and then an intro from Madman before Madman, which is really cool. So
That's awesome. Were they on 35 or digital?
I think they were digital.
Okay.
They were digital. Yeah. It'd been cool if they were on 35, but it's
Yeah.
digital.
Especially Girls' Night Out. I can't imagine there's many prints of that left.
No, I can't imagine. I really can't imagine. No.
Does anyone know if like Halloween? Because I had heard towards the end of September, early October, that they were going to do Halloween 4 and 5 in the theaters, and then the website just suddenly stopped promoting it anymore. So I don't know if I had the wrong link or what, but I didn't see it in the theater anywhere near me.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Jason X
Yeah.
and Freddy
Yeah,
versus
last
Jason.
year, a theater near me, they did a double feature of Halloween. It was a drive-in. It was Halloween 1 and 2 back to back.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, we have a drive-in nearby who regularly, like around this time, does Halloween and Evil Dead usually. So I've never went to see it, but I probably should before they quit doing it.
Yeah, I got a message from somebody on Instagram it was probably the same drive-in, and they were like, "Hey, our drive-in is doing this double feature," and I looked, and it was like several hours away. I was like, "That'd be cool," but
yeah.
Anybody else? Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight before we call it a night? Any questions from the chat? Let us know. Anything, Chris? Hold on a minute here. What have I done here? Let's remind everybody of the Samhain sale. There's only 2 days left to take part in the Samhain sale over on retrocryptco.com.
It's time once again for the Retro Crypt Samhain sale. Experience spooky savings that will send a shiver down your spine. Like these shirts from the Halloween Shirt Company, Creepsville 666, and more. We also have purses, socks, and other accessories that will make your blood run cold. As well as masks, toys, and creepy curiosities that will get under your skin. All at 13 to 31% off from October 13th to the 31st. Don't miss out. Get to www.retrocrypto.com before it's too late.
Get there before it's too late, people. I took advantage of the Retro Cryptco Samhain sale today. I got Jeremy a really cool hoodie, Bride of Chucky hoodie.
I got that same one.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gonna love that. I just dropped the link in the chat. 13 to 31% off everything. Go check out retrocryptco.com.
That commercial quality is really good.
Yeah. And the voiceover is dope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dude, you don't even know. Like, I'm going to break character. Guess what? It's me under here. I am so, like, I cringe every time that plays because I'm not a voice actor and all I hear is me trying to sound like a spooky, like, narrator, So I really do appreciate that because
yeah, no, it works. It really does.
I love too the song you're talking over, and then you have like movie clips in the back, that and then I saw like the obey sign.
I just noticed the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever noticed that. Yep.
Wait, you saw the subliminal messages? You weren't supposed to, dude. I guess I need to hide them better.
Make them more subliminal.
More subliminal.
It's like just two
I'll write
frames.
that down in my notes.
Consume.
maybe you need to do a Black Christmas sale and just obey, buy now, hurry.
Yeah, I hide stuff like that in my ads all the time. I don't know, like I wonder if people ever see them.
So you're messing with our heads, huh?
I mean, no, man.
Okay.
You have free will.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Until A13 comes through and the New World Order happens. That's what the comet is called, right? A13 or something, AI3 or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway,
knows?
I went down a huge rabbit hole the other night on Instagram. Like 2:00 in the morning, I watched one reel about this comet or craft that's coming through. Now that triggered everything and it just got darker and crazier conspiracy to the point where, like, literally, I swear to God, I'm lying in bed. It's 3:00 in the morning, and I'm thinking to myself, do I have enough ammo? do I need, if all this happens, do I have enough ammo? I might need to go to the gun store tomorrow. Oh man, like literally that was the effect it had on me.
This is going back to 1999, but whenever there was the Y2K thing was coming up.
Oh yeah.
And this was whenever Kmart sold ammunition. And I worked in sporting goods, and I'm not lying to you, we sold out of bullets. That building up to that.
Oh, I believe you. I totally believe you. I totally believe you. So yeah, that was yeah. Those rabbit holes you go down, man. Crazy. I remember Y2K. I remember the night of Y2K, I went to my then girlfriend at the time's apartment and just got obliterated drunk. if the world
dealt with the stress.
if the world's gonna end tonight, I'm going out drunk as can be.
Yeah, me and my friends played Demolition Racer on PlayStation and watched 200 Cigarettes. That was my Y2K.
Oh, the one with Bill Murray?
Huh?
Is that the one with Bill Murray in like a black and white movie? I think
No,
the right one. No, that's Coffee and Cigarettes.
Yeah, this is like a Who's Who cast kind of movie.
Okay.
I can't remember who made it.
We actually have a question here from we've got somebody in the green room. Hold on. Who is this? What's up, Nate? How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, man. This is your first stream, I think, right?
Yeah, first stream. Long time watcher.
Welcome. You're showing up fashionably late, but when you show up late, that just means everybody gets to see you arrive.
Exactly. I just got off work, so.
Well, what's up, man? How you doing? How's your Halloween season going so far?
It's going good. Gotta go watch my movie for the night here in a little bit. We've been doing 31 Days of Horror, so it's been fun with my kids because there's things my kids can watch and can't watch because of their ages.
Yeah. What's on the agenda for tonight?
Going to do Midsommar.
Okay. That one's pretty kid for you're letting the kids watch that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Muppet version, right?
Yeah, like Ernest or something like that. Ernest.
Have you introduced them to stuff like Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah, Tales from the Dark Side. They've watched Friday the 13th, the series. But their introduction to horror was actually Nightmare on Elm Street, just like it was for mine.
Ooh, okay. Any sleepless nights? Did they get scared after watching that one?
No. Ironically, my 3-year-old laughed at it, so I thought it was a good time.
Yeah.
3-year-old? Wow.
Well, I
She was
started.
she was probably hoping Freddie would visit her that night.
Yeah, I started watching it when I was 4 years old, so I kind of got desensitized, I guess, early on. But I've been growing up with it forever, and so the kids, I'm like, you're gonna grow up with it too. You don't have to like it, but you have to grow up with it.
Well, here's the thing. You don't make a big deal out of it. You don't try and make it anything that it's not, and you explain to them what it is, and you let them experience it.
That's what we did. And they loved watching Killer Clowns the other day. So
yeah, it's kind of like how my mother taught me how to swim. She just threw me in the pool in the deep end. I was 3. When I came out of the coma, she promised she'd never do that again. But anyway, but it's good to have you here, Nate. Do you have like a username or something that you go by?
Yeah, mine's just Nate Simmons on YouTube as well. So.
Okay. Well, it's good to I remember your name. It's good to put a face to a name. Thank you for being here. Definitely. Has anybody checked out the first episode of It Welcome to Derry yet?
Oh yes, I did last night.
Okay. So
I heard
just
it
me
was
and Nate.
excellent.
I mean, I was so here's my thing with it. I got it chapter 2 PTSD vibes from it. Like it reminded me a lot of it chapter 2, more so than it chapter 1, with like the CGI demon baby flying around everywhere. And I was just like, oh God. Like it started to
Wait,
it kind of it gave
there's a CGI demon baby?
Yes.
I might
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. And so that it was giving me real it chapter 2 PTS kind of vibes. And I don't know, it's just the first episode, lot of filler. So but they ended it with kind of a surprise. But somebody told me that like Pennywise isn't going to pop up until like the 6th episode, which to me, if you've marketed that whole series around him and like you're not going to bring him out till the 6th episode and there's only 8 episodes.
What I heard is they're going to really focus it around Holleran, right? Who's actually from The Shining.
Holleran,
yeah. So I think they're going to probably work that piece for a while.
Yeah. You know, I think the next episode's supposed to come out before Halloween, so tomorrow or maybe Halloween night. I don't remember, but I know it's coming out within the next couple of days. So, anything else you guys want to talk about? I hate to end the show now that Nate's showing up late.
I know. I showed up. I usually do show up late. Sorry.
Gotta have to call him Late Nate, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Late Nate. Late Nate coming through. Oh, okay. So the next episode's dropping on Halloween. The new Hell House drops tomorrow. I'm excited to see that. I've not heard great things, but I like that series, so I definitely will see it. Anything else coming out on streamers? Good stuff around? Go ahead.
I got one. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it. I watched the first like 10 minutes, and I'm gonna watch the rest of it. It's called Haunted House of Pancakes, and it's on YouTube on Kings of Horror channel, which is some crazy channel that just popped up and is doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They just had USA Up All Night.
Yeah.
On there, and
Haunted House of Pancakes.
Yeah, it just looks like a dumb B movie.
Okay.
Killer Pancakes, I guess.
I'd never heard of that channel, but it has like over 1 million subscribers. I'm like, what the heck is this? Crazy.
Sounds right up my alley.
Now, I watched the first 10 minutes, and the dialogue was kind of like impressing me a little bit. It was actually pretty like funny. So I'm gonna finish it.
Let's see what's going on out in the chat. If there's any questions for us out in the chat, if not, we'll call it a night. Well, Nate, have you seen anything good lately?
I'm actually catching up on some old movies that I've had. We watched Host, we watched Hush, Talk to Me, and what was the other one? And we actually watched The Omen last night.
Oh, okay.
The first
Not
Omen.
bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. And how's your Halloween season going so far?
Oh, it's going well. I mean, I'm the guy who puts up everything on the 1st of October. So all my neighbors are like, you're a little early, right? No, you're never too early for Halloween. But yeah, we have a good time. I've got 5 kids, so we all get kind of involved with it. And they know it's my favorite time of the year. So my wife, she's like, I kind of get my stay of being able to watch whatever I want to, for the nighttime. So it kind of works out. And then the rest of the year, it's like whenever I can get time.
So have the kids taken to Halloween and to the horror movie stuff? Or do you?
They love.
You've got 5. Do all 5 like it, or do you have like some outliers?
I had an outlier for like 1 year. She was scared
you got rid of that one, right? You got rid of that.
Oh, she got converted. She got converted over. And what I did is I just kept scaring her till she realized it's just a mask, and then she got over it. And it was a Pennywise mask. So hey.
Hey.
Well, yeah, we always have fun.
Well, good. That's great. Well, let me do a couple of shout outs here and then we'll call it a night. Shout out to Tony for the $4.99. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much. Shout out to Nico for the $10. Appreciate that very much too. Let's see who's still with us here in the chat. We got El Chuy Gringo. We got our boy Ben Grimm, the Trash Stash, Bog Zombie. We have got Brian Trash. We've got Tyler Pemberton. There's Tony hanging out with us still. Let's see. Who else did we have with us tonight? The Lone Coyote. Our boy Jess, Cable Channel 11 was here. Always good to see Jess out in the chat. We got Frightful Film Fiends hanging out with us. My boy Horror Orman was here. Let's see. The Black Dahlia was hanging out with us tonight as well. Wild Wrangler. Scott V. I know we had somebody hanging out with us on Twitch. Polydactyl Productions was hanging out with us on Twitch. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for. Oh, Jay the Stingray was here. What's up, Stingray? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good Halloween season, man. It's been a while. You need to hop on one of these with us, man. The Invisible Swag. Where can we find you on social media, sir?
I'm only on Instagram, and it's John's Cool World. But I hope everybody has a good Halloween. Thanks for having us on, Piz. And I enjoyed it, man. Always a great time.
Well, it's always a pleasure. In that moment of swag with the what was it called again? The gig line?
Gig line.
That gold. Absolute gold, Swaggy. And the costume and everything. I just, Swaggy, you nailed it as always.
The costume's baller, man.
That is, man. That is baller. That is baller. So, okay, funny story. Jeremy and I were in the mall the other day. And if we go to the mall, Jeremy's got to go to Hot Topic and Spencer's because he wants to see the goth kids. So
he knows what's up.
He knows what's up. So we go to Hot Topic and he does his thing in Hot Topic. He's looking at the shirts, he's looking at the horror stuff, and then blah blah blah. He looks at the goth kids, he gets his feel of the goth kids. And then we go, we got to get our Aunt Anne's pretzels. Those are a must. Got to get those.
Hell yeah.
And then we go to Spencer's. It was so like the goth kids in Spencer's were really dedicated. The goth kids in Hot Topic, they've kind of, they're getting a little too lenient.
Goths.
They're Instagram goths. Now the Spencer's goths, these people were hardcore goths. And there was one kid in there, I swear to God, he all black. He had like the black long hair, not super long, but it was cut so like the one eye was covered.
Oh hell yeah.
And he walked in with a group of other kids, and all I heard him say was, "That's fire." I don't know what he was referencing as being fire, but he said it just like that too. I had to turn so he wouldn't see me. I was giggling under my breath. That's fire. So
I wonder if he has it rigged up to where when he does this, it goes right back.
He does. He does. He does. Ghost, where can we find you on social media, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on my my website, which is fire. It's thedailyghost.com. I put up movie reviews there from time to time. Yeah,
you can't say it like you've got to say it's fire.
It's fire.
Close enough.
Yeah, I read your review on Shelby Oaks too. That was really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Nice. Nate, do you have a social media presence? You want to tell us where we can find you?
Yeah, I'm actually just Nate Simmons on YouTube. I mean, that's where I've been for the last 8 years.
Okay, sweet. Chris, where can we find you, sir?
RetroCryptCode.com. It's fire.
That needs to be the next ad right there.
That's just that.
Just that. You've got to dye your hair black though and do the one thing.
I'll do it, man.
You just got to do it, man. You just got to do it, man. I've posted that link in the description. The Samhain sale is good for the next couple of days. Get up to 31% off everything. So Get them up. Giant Panda Chris, where can we find you on social media?
Occasionally on X at Botus Pretzel.
Okay, very cool. And remember, guys, keep those. If you learned anything tonight, keep the gig line straight. You don't want to look like a buffoon with an askew gig line. Come on,
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping with that gig line, for real. So for me, I've got my the Halloween stream with Jeremy on the 31st at 1. Be there for that. Jeremy in Beetlejuice head to toe. So that'll be fun. And tomorrow night, if you're a patron or a channel member, network television premiere of Halloween with the commercials that on that night. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got a bad Michael Myers mask video I'm going to try and get out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely on the 31st. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being patrons. Also, shout out to Lauren, who was here. Shout out to him as well. So yeah.
Daniel too.
Yep.
Don't forget Daniel.
Oh yeah. Don't forget Dan, Flesh Wound Features. Go check out Flesh Wound Features on YouTube. They're also, I think, they're definitely on X. They're definitely on Instagram. So go check them out too. All right. And big shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. You guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you again real soon. And until then, peace.